today we are going to be making a graham cracker beach house. So to get started, we're going to take our 5 graham crackers, and you're going to start by putting one at the bottom of your plate. So I'm just using a piece of paper. You could use a plastic or paper plate. So I just put 1 graham cracker down on the bottom, and I'm going to open up my icing. So I took my little knife and some icing, and I'm going to put it on all of the sides of the graham crackers. So I'm just going to smooth it on every single side, just like the corners and the edges, just like this. So the icing is going to be the glue to hold all the graham crackers together to make the house. So I'm just using some icing. So once one of the graham crackers is covered on all the sides, you can place it onto the bottom graham cracker to make the floor and one of the walls. So now I'm going to repeat that step with another graham cracker. So I'm going to take my knife and the icing and just place it along the edges, just like this. All around. All the edges. One more. Then I'm going to take this one and attach it as the back wall. So I just placed it right beside the other graham crackers. So you can see I have the floor and 2 walls. Now I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to take my other graham cracker, put the icing on it. So now that it's covered, I'm going to put this one down and make sure you're pressing them together so that they stick well. And then the last one. So I'm just smoothing it all around. So this one's going to go on the other wall. So now I have all 4 walls done and the floor. And you can take the extra icing if there's extra pieces and just smooth it out. So now if you look, I have a little box or cube shape. So now you're just going to let the icing dry for about an hour, so then your house will be sturdy and it won't break. Okay, so for the next step, we are going to do the roof. So I just took my waffle bowl and I'm going to cover the whole top of it with icing. So just on the outside edges, you don't have to put any icing inside. So just smooth it all around as best as you can. Just a thin layer would be good. So I'm just smoothing it all over. Try not to break your bowl. It's very delicate, so it might crack a little bit. That's okay. You can glue it together with some icing. So it looks just like this. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Try and cover all the edges. So I just had a piece fall off, but that's okay. I can glue it back on with this icing. So now that my bowl is covered, I'm going to take the Raisin Bran. So I'm just going to pour a little bit onto my plate and roll the icing part of the bowl in it. So you can kind of just dip it on and it should stick to the icing. So now I'm gonna have some shingles on my roof. So you can take it with your hand and just press them on. But you want to cover the whole thing with Raisin Bran. So you don't want any of the icing showing, it should all be covered. So now that my Raisin Bran is covering the whole roof, looks like that. And we're just gonna put it aside and let this part dry. So now that my box is all dry and it's hardened together, we're going to cover the whole thing with icing. So just these 4 outside walls we're gonna cover. So I'm just gonna take icing and smooth them on every single side. A thin layer works good. So be careful that your house doesn't collapse in, but if it does, you can just use a little bit more icing and put it back together. So I'm gonna cover all the sides. Just like that. Now we're gonna take our pretzels, and these are going to be the siding. So you're just gonna place them all on the sides of the walls. And you're gonna leave a little space on the front for our little wafer cookie as the door. So the pretzels can just go all the way around, except for a little place in the middle. And you can do the pretzels all the way around the back of the house as well. And they should be sticking to the icing. Just like that. So now that the pretzels are covering the whole way around the house, you can see from the side. Now I'm going to take a little wafer cookie, and that's going to be the door. So it might be a little long, so you can just break it to make it the size and make it fit, just like that. Next, we're going to take our roof and place it on top, and then you have a little house. So the last step is the sand on our plate. So I'm just going to use a little bit more icing so that it sticks. So I'm just smoothing it on my paper so you can smooth it onto your plate. Just like this. And we're going to crumble up some Raisin Bran pieces to make some sand. And then you can crumble up some mini wheats. So I'm going to take some mini wheats, crumble these up, and they are going to be the sand of the beach house. And the final step is taking some candy. So I'm just going to take some of these rockets and I'm going to place a little dot of icing on it, on the back of it, and put it on the wafer to make a doorknob. So you can decorate the rest of your house with candy. So maybe you could make like some windows or a chimney, and then you have a graham cracker beach house.